Welcome to DJ
Make una come listen to wetin Osita Chidoka tell President Tinubu.
Correct people, we greet una. Welcome una to DJM TV, una WhatsApp channel wey dey sama una with ogbonge updates, breaking news, updated updates. So abeg my people, if you never subscribe to our YouTube channel, make una rush now, make una go subscribe and also turn on that notification bell so that anytime we like say we drop any update like this, una go dey notified gbagam. Our Facebook page, my people, make una follow us and make una dey like. Una do well. Anyway, my people, make we quickly run enter the tori and updates we will carry come for una like this.
Osita Chidoka, wey be former Minister of Aviation under President Goodluck Jonathan and Nigeria politician too, don send strong message give President Tinubu over the electoral process for Naija. Say the same way wey e use move EFCC Chamo and Emefiele, say na so e suppose take check INEC chairman. Say unto the process wey be say e take conduct this past general election. So anyway, my people, make I no talk too much make I leave una now. Make una watch this interview wey Osita Chidoka do on top Channels Television. Make una watch.
The kind of uproar that the election caused, the way he went after the CBN governor is the way I think he should have set up a panel to look into the INEC. Yes, because you see, he has won the election. They've declared him winner. The courts are going on. And we are watching carefully what's going to happen in the courts. Because you see, when there is national consensus behind a leader, this pales into insignificance. This is unimportant because here I can see every zone is appointed. But what does it mean to you and me on the street? It means that we're looking for security. We're looking to be able to travel from Abuja to Kaduna by road. We want to go from Lagos to Ekiti by road. That's what concerns us at this time. But the reaction I see is because of the trauma we suffered of the 8 years of Buhari's insensitive government. And more important now, with the challenge that has come with the election, with the deeply divided election, and the president must always remember that he ended up with 30-something% of the voters. So it's a minority majority. 60-something% of the voters said no. So in trying to win back the people's confidence in our electoral process, in trying to win back our people's trust, that what matters is who do Nigerians want to elect. And once we elect him, we will trust him. Because you see, the Nigerian constitution is such a beautiful one. You cannot be president of Nigeria without winning across Nigeria. You must get 25% in 24 states. You must. That's the first, after winning majority of votes, you must get 25%. So, meaning that every president already has a pan-Nigerian mandate. So what is happening here is that for us to trust that that president is our president, we've elected him, we must trust him to take decisions about bringing people who will carry out the job while respecting our national diversity.
So you would like him to probe the 2023 election and what happened?
Yes.
I mean, on one hand, one would think that favored him.
Yes.
On what justification? I mean, legally speaking,
he favored President Yaradua and he set up a panel to look into INEC. How do we make sure that servers don't get turned off? How do we ensure that results are uploaded as promised? What did INEC promise? What did they deliver? Those are not the issue of whether he won or lost.
And again, one will also look at the fact that there is a legal process ongoing.
It doesn't matter.
Won't that also affect?
It doesn't matter the legal process. Because President Yaradua made that point. What is happening in the court is a different matter. You present evidence, the courts listen to it. But what is more important is getting Nigerians behind you to say, I won this election. I hear the issues people have raised. And I think that our election shouldn't cause this kind of issues. I mean, Brazil just elected Lula. Nobody is questioning the election. Israel just elected Netanyahu in a very divided election. Nobody is questioning the electoral process. People are questioning people's decision to make those choices. But nobody is questioning the electoral process. So that's what needs to stop in Nigeria. We need to stop questioning the electoral process. If an independent panel looks at this and advises going forward, this is the type of work we need INEC to do. This is how the political parties should be present when INECs are taking decisions. This is the system to improve what we already have. Then that will make it that after an election, Nigerians will just be wondering about how did you manage to get people to vote for you? Not that the system itself was rigged to help a candidate.
You think if Bola Tinubu does that, it will give him some sense of
Immediately.
It will galvanize Nigerians?
It will galvanize Nigerians. If Nigerians know that the process of electoral decision, so we know that even if the courts rule otherwise, and now we are watching to see how the courts will rule, we know that we can vote him out if we want to. The idea that he can't be voted out, the idea that the electoral system will always be skewed in the incumbent's favor, makes a mess of our democracy. It damages, that is what is causing this uproar, because the appointments, as you've shown, reflected parts of the country. But I hear people complaining. I am of the view that don't complain if you didn't complain in the past 8 years. But those complaints are because our sense of national cohesion is at its lowest ebb. We need to bring we need to think beyond politics. When politics is over, the decisions he has taken, for instance, I'm wondering, when you took a decision to remove fuel subsidy, and you've removed the fuel subsidy, and the fuel subsidy, the fuel prices rose by from 100 and something naira to 500 and something naira in a day. What are the immediate measures that can be taken to make sure there is more cash in the pockets of people who go to work every day? If I was thinking with him, I would have said immediately. 3 things I can see immediately. I said, remove the charges for bank transfers in Nigeria, the 26 naira and the 56 naira, cut it immediately. That money goes to the banks and they're just enriching themselves. They've made a one-time investment. The banks are charging us for account maintenance fee. They're charging us for sending SMS. They're charging us for, they call it COT on transactions. So why are we paying for transferring monies that belong to us? We're paying 26 naira and 55 naira. Remove that immediately. Or make it a flat rate of once a month. You can charge 100 naira for IT support. So that puts more money in the hands of people. Second one is that our pension scheme has accumulated a lot of money. And that pension scheme now requires people to pay, I think, 12% of their salary, 12%. From the employer's side. So I'm thinking that you can reduce the amount the people are contributing for a 1-year period to allow more money, or 6 months, depending when your ministers will come, when your government will do this. So that way, immediately from the salary, next month's salary, another 10,000, 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, as the case may be, enters into the pocket of the people who go to work every day. They're able to pay their transport fare. But they need to go to work tomorrow. We can't wait till when you take a decision on how to ameliorate the suffering.
I mean, when you talked about the review of the processes in INEC and the post-mortem of the 2023 election, INEC says it will begin that process in another few days. What do you make of INEC's decision to do that?
INEC has no capacity to do that. INEC is a disappointment as an agency. The INEC chairman and the INEC executive, I'm totally disappointed in them. I do not trust any process that will come from them.
If you had your way, what would you do with INEC?
I will remove the INEC chairman immediately.
What would you say, on what basis?
For just not delivering on the electoral process, for not just delivering, for creating this kind of system where the elections that has happened in this country, the whole international community that observed it said something was wrong with this election. This election did not meet the standards. 2015 remains a watershed. 2019 was less than 2015, and 2023 is almost worse than the 2019. Why are we on this path of descent?
Let me take you to Emefiele and Bawa. You seem to have a grouse about the process of the arrest and investigation.
Yes.
What do you think went wrong?
It's when the central bank is an independent organization, we have to be careful how we treat the people who occupy those positions, even when they act in an egregious manner, even when they do something wrong. The reason being that we don't want to intimidate occupants of that office. Using the secret police to go and arrest them, fly them in, share videos of handcuffs, getting the EFCC chairman to come to report to the DSS, makes it difficult. I mean, I can't understand an FBI director under investigation. He will be investigated by the FBI. They have an ombudsman. They will have
an internal process.
An internal process. After which, if they find him guilty of any misbehavior, they forward it to the police for prosecution.
Hey, my people, don't be smart. Now, you see this smart talk about this electoral process when it happen for Nigeria. So, say President Tinubu supposed to investigate INEC chairman. Forget say the thief favor am, suppose investigate am. Just the same way wey be say e take move Emefiele so and Bawa, e suppose say move am, investigate am. Anyway, my family, updates wey carry come for una like this be this. So make una drop una comment, how una see am, how una reason am, and make una no forget to like and share. Una do well. See you all in our next video. DJ TV. DJ TV.